Maya Singh had always been quiet, the kind of employee who showed up early, did her job without complaint, and stayed late to fix everyone else's mistakes. At Grafton and Blake Marketing, she was just the assistant, someone people barely acknowledged unless they needed coffee or copies. The worst of them all was Tanya, her team lead. Tanya was the type who climbed corporate ladders by stepping on people like Maya. She mocked Maya in meetings, dismissed her ideas, and even took credit for her work. The rest of the office followed Tanya's lead, rolling eyes, giggling behind Maya's back, treating her like she was invisible. But what none of them knew was this: Maya was watching, remembering, and building something in silence. 3 years ago, after one particularly humiliating incident where Tanya spilled coffee on Maya's presentation and blamed her for being too clumsy, Maya went home and decided enough was enough. That night, she pulled out her old college notes, opened her laptop, and began building a dream she had buried long ago, a startup of her own. Every night after work, she coded. She studied marketing trends, built an AI-driven platform to help small businesses grow online, and saved every penny she could. She lived frugally, declined weekend parties, and dodged office gossip. While they laughed at her, Maya was building an empire. 2 years later, her startup, Spark Nest, launched quietly but exploded in popularity within months. Small businesses loved it. Investors lined up. And when a major e-commerce company partnered with Spark Nest, Maya found herself standing in front of a valuation of $120 million. But Maya didn't stop there. She hired a private consulting firm and instructed them to find struggling companies with outdated structures that could benefit from her platform. One of the firms on the list, Grafton and Blake. It was perfect. Maya didn't approach them directly. Instead, her investment firm acquired a 51% controlling share under a holding company name. Within weeks, upper management was replaced. The old board was removed. And then came the final step, a mandatory all-staff meeting with the company's new CEO. They all gathered in the conference room, murmuring about who the mysterious new boss might be. Then Maya walked in. Silence fell like a thunderclap. Tanya turned pale. Others looked around in disbelief. Maya, dressed in a tailored black suit, walked to the front of the room. "Good morning," she said, her voice calm but firm. "Some of you may remember me. I used to sit right there." She pointed at the corner desk, the one near the printer. Someone coughed nervously. "I was overlooked, mocked, undervalued. But I was watching, and learning. And now, I own this company." A few people glanced at Tanya, whose lips were trembling. "I believe in second chances," Maya continued. "I won't fire people today. But I will be watching. If you bring value, you stay. If you bring toxicity, you go." She turned to leave, then paused. "Tanya, I need you in my office in 5 minutes. Bring the quarterly reports, assuming you still know how to prepare them." When Maya left the room, jaws were still hanging. Tanya did bring the reports. And that day, she realized what it felt like to be invisible. Over the next few weeks, Maya transformed the company. Toxic employees were replaced with fresh talent. Honest workers were promoted. Innovation was rewarded, and the culture flipped on its head. Grafton and Blake became one of SparkNest's strongest branches, and Maya its fearless, unforgettable leader. And Tanya. She now fetched coffee for Maya. Because revenge isn't about screaming louder. It's about rising higher, so high, they have no choice but to look up.